Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. You're in the right place if you're looking for anything that is low carb diet related, including recipes, tips and tricks, and anything I can think of to help you guys survive on your low carb journey. In today's video, I'm gonna go over a couple different lunch ideas. So in a previous video, I mentioned that for lunchtime specifically, I have a list that I refer to all the time of like 4 or 5 things, maybe more some weeks, that I can go to and have for lunch. So I make this list so that when I am ready for lunch, I know exactly what I have, I know exactly what my options are, and I can just pick from the list and move on with my day. The worst part about being on any kind of diet or lifestyle is being starving and then maybe grabbing something that you shouldn't because it's easy. So I like to be prepared, plan for success, everyone. So what do I have on this list? I've got a couple things. I'm gonna share them with you. Maybe you can use some of these things on your list, or maybe I'm giving you some motivation to start a list so that when you have your lunchtime hunger strike, you know what you can do. And it will help you stay on track. Okay, so this is gonna be my list. Like I said, you make your list and maybe I'll give you some ideas. So the first thing is always gonna be half a sandwich for me. I've been on a crazy sandwich kick. I go through so many kicks. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know this. Right now, it's sandwiches. I only make a half a sandwich. Why? Because I'm really working every single day on portion control. That is a problem of mine, and I am determined to fix it. Half of a sandwich is perfect for me. That's all I need. So what I like to do recently is just do turkey, American cheese, and then I found this awesome like spicy pepper spread. Actually, my husband found it. I have to make sure I give him credit. And then on one side of the bread, I do that spread, and then the other side I do mayo, and it's perfection. I absolutely love it. Just make sure whenever you're doing any kind of sandwich that you make sure that your bread is a low carb option. I've really been loving the Aldi keto bread, and then also too the 647 Schmidt bread. That's got about, I think it's 6 grams of carbs in it. That to me is my ultimate favorite. After having a lot of different breads, that bread is so good. And I will eat the 6 carbs and I will enjoy every bite. Also too, if you're in the mood for a sandwich and if you don't really like lunch meat, do BLTs. BLTs are so good, and I actually like to make BLTs into a little lettuce cup and not even do the bread. It's just so good. It's like a lettuce cup with tomato, mayo, and bacon. Perfection. So my second thing on the list is always gonna be a smoothie, because I always have smoothie ingredients in my house and in my pantry, in my fridge, my freezer. You can use frozen fruit, and it's just great. It's just one of those things where I always have the ingredients to make it, therefore it is probably always gonna be on my list now. And they're really filling. So as long as you put the right ingredients in, this could be a perfect lunch substitute for you. You just have to make sure that you're doing low carb ingredients, and I also like to make sure I include certain things in my smoothies. First thing you're gonna wanna make sure is in there is a protein. So I like to use protein powder. The one by Tropika is the one that I'm using right now. I will usually cycle through different brands because I like to just switch up the taste, but right now it's this salted caramel by Tropika. It's so good. It's a low carb and it really has a good taste to it. It doesn't taste like chalky or chemically like some other ones that I've tried. So I really highly recommend that brand. This bag is gonna last me a while. So the second ingredient that I like to have in smoothies is some greens. I love to just use mixed greens. I think that's great. I also saw that you can buy powdered greens, like Vitality greens I think they're called. I'm probably gonna try that very soon and I will report back. But for right now, just using the real thing, using a big handful of spring mix. Also in smoothies, you wanna have some kind of healthy fat. I've been on an almond butter kick lately. I just get the one that has like the lowest amount of carbs possible. This is my favorite brand. The best thing about almond butter is it gives you the fat and it gives you the creaminess that you're looking for, but it doesn't have an overwhelmingly strong taste like a peanut butter. I love peanut butter, but I'm not gonna have peanut butter with salted caramel protein powder. It just, to me, that just doesn't sound too good together. So I love to do almond butter. I think it's so tasty. And like I said, it makes it super creamy. If you don't have almond butter, you could also do peanut butter. If you've got like a chocolate protein powder, that would be delicious. Or you could do coconut oil, MCT oil, you could do avocado. It just gives you the fat and the creamy factor. That's like a really important thing, at least to me, in my smoothies. Then you're also gonna want fiber. So fiber for me, the easiest way to do this is to add in some ground flax. It's economical, AKA it's cheap. You can get it pretty much everywhere and it does its job. So if you're starting out with smoothies and eating flax, I would definitely start out small. I would do like maybe like a teaspoon and then work your way up. I actually put 2 tablespoons into my smoothies now, but I would not recommend that if you are just starting out. Tummy stuff. So then the last thing I like to do, which is optional, but it still is low carb, I like to add in some blueberries. I do about a 1/4 cup and I love it. I love to do fresh blueberries, but if I don't have them in the house, I just do frozen and it's so good. And I think that blueberries are the best because they don't have any kind of seeds in them. They blend really nicely. They just give the smoothie such a pretty color. I just think they're perfect. I also add some collagen into my smoothies. I recently tried this new one. It's unflavored, so it just kind of goes in. It helps with your hair, skin, and nails. I think it's great. Seems to be working. And then you're also gonna need some kind of liquid. So you could obviously do water, you could do milk, you could do pretty much whatever, you know, kind of dairy that you like. I love to do almond milk. It's so good. Fun fact about me, I don't like milk, really. So almond milk to me doesn't feel as gross. I don't know. So I love it. So I like to get the unsweetened vanilla. It's low carb. It's perfect. Okay, so the next thing that is gonna be on my lunch list is gonna be a salad. I know that's kind of like cliche, obvious, like of course you're on a low carb diet, like why wouldn't you have salads? The cool thing about salads is you can make them be so many different flavors. It doesn't have to be like a boring salad. Like you could easily switch this up to make it something that you look forward to and you wanna have on your lunch list. Because guys, don't forget, put things on your lunch list that you're gonna wanna eat. If you're not gonna wanna eat it, if you don't like salads, don't put salads on your lunch list just because I did. Because you're not gonna pick it, your ingredients are gonna go bad in your fridge, and it's gonna be a waste. So make sure when you're making your list, you put things on it that you know you're gonna wanna eat and you're gonna look forward to lunch and be excited and happy. This is food, this is supposed to be fun. Diets are fun, lifestyles are fun. They're not meant to be torturous. Just remember that. That's like my motto in life right now. So I love to do all different things in my salads. I love to do leftover chicken. I like to do taco salads with some leftover taco meat. I love to do hard-boiled egg. I love to do tuna. Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on. I love to do, if you have leftover steak, if you do like a steak and blue cheese salad with balsamic vinegar. Like guys, I could talk about salads all day long. All day. Ooh, chopped antipasta salad. If you haven't already checked out my blog, I have so many different recipes on there and like salads are one of them. So definitely go hit that up if you need some inspiration. But salads are always a good bet. Just make sure when you're putting together your salad, you're paying attention to the ingredients and you're using a base that is gonna be low carb. So I like to go with like spinach, baby spinach, although that is time consuming for me because I hate the spinach stems. If you know, you know. So that's a really healthy salad, but it'll take me like 20 minutes to make the bed of the salad. So that's when I have time. But spring mix is always a good option. You just grab it, throw it in, and then you can put your toppings on. I like to keep the tomatoes kind of to like only 2 or 3 cherry tomatoes because those are a little bit higher carb. I stay away from some of the common things that people add in salads. Like I stay away from carrots. I stay away from onion, although I do like it, but you can also add in some really low carb things like jarred olives or pepperoncini peppers. So as long as you're being conscious of the things you're putting into your salad and the quantities, you're pretty much good to go. Portion control with salads though, for me, just to hit on that really quick, is a rough one. What I like to do now is I take the small bowl that I'm gonna eat out of and I make the salad in that bowl. And sometimes, I know, I will use another bowl. My husband yells at me because I use way too many utensils and bowls when I cook, but it is what it is. I do the dishes, so I should be able to make the rules, right? So I take the smaller bowl, I make my salad in there. I'll usually transfer it to a bigger bowl. I mix it with all the dressing, and then I pour it back into the smaller bowl. What I used to do was make the salad in the bigger bowl. And then I'd have like 3 servings of salad and I would probably eat most of it and be stuffed and be like, what did I just do? And I would overeat and I wasn't losing weight. So when I started actively portion controlling my food this way, I really lost weight like crazy. So if you have an issue like that, that's a little tip for you. The only other thing you have to worry about is your salad dressings. I love red wine vinegar and just some plain old olive oil. I think that's an awesome salad dressing. And it's good too for low carb because it's not full of all the other fillers that some of the store-bought dressings have, but you know me, I love a good condiment, so I absolutely love salad dressings. Absolute top 3 right now have got to be Hidden Valley Ranch, Panera Italian, and Newman's Own Light Balsamic. Yep, love them. And if you're one of those people who absolutely loves croutons, get Parmesan crisps, and break them up into your salad. It feels like you're eating a crouton. It's crunchy. It gives you that crunch factor that you're looking for in a salad. And I'm blown away when I eat my salad like that, because you really don't miss the croutons. If I'm hungry and I want like a meal, like I don't want to just pick at something, I don't want a snack, I want like a hot meal and I don't have leftovers, this is what I'm gonna go for. So I love the Atkins meals. A lot of you guys said you like them too. I just think they're perfect. They're pre-portioned for you, so you know exactly how many carbs and calories and everything and protein are gonna be in them. They're great if you're counting macros. They're great if you're using a app like MyFitnessPal to track your food. Just scan the barcode. So I just think these are great. And I like the taste too. I don't really see many downsides to this. So if you're in the market, I love Atkins. I love the Mongolian cauliflower bowl. It's so delicious. And I also love the meatloaf. The meatloaf is always gonna be my #1. I also like the beef merlot, so good. And the chili is really good too. But the chili, I have to doctor it up a little bit. Like I like to add like sour cream on top of it, more cheese, like, and then it becomes a whole thing. So I like to save the chili for dinner if I'm gonna eat it. The next thing on my list is gonna be something random, our charcuterie platter. I know, it sounds so random, right? But think about it. Minus the crackers on like a traditional charcuterie platter, you've got a pretty low carb, like little pick and choose platter. So why not make that for lunch? Because I always have these ingredients on hand. And if you don't know what a charcuterie platter is, it's usually just like meats, cheeses, nuts, olives, some kind of like, sometimes mustards. Typically there's like crackers and things like that on it too. But yeah, I make this all the time for parties because you can just literally put anything on it you want. Anything under the sun that you like, you can put on it. So if you're trying to make it low carb, just put a bunch of low carb ingredients on there. So I like to usually do some kind of sliced cheese. I always have that in the fridge. Some pepperoni, some salami, some olives. So good. Roasted red peppers, flavored nuts, some cashews, some pistachios. If you like a whole grain mustard, so good. And then if you have low carb crackers, I have the low carb cauliflower crackers from Aldi. They're so good. I put them on there too. And then you have just like a little, like a picking snack. I like doing that. Like if I don't feel like a big lunch and I just want to kind of pick and choose, like, and have just like a little like party snack, party lunch, that's what I will do. So the last thing on my list to finish out this video is going to be a burger. So I know you guys might be thinking that's really weird, but every time I go out to lunch, no matter where I go, well, not anymore. When I used to go out to lunch all the time, before kids, before COVID, before all of this, a couple years ago, my go-to order would always be a burger every single time. Even before low carb, it would be a burger and fries. Then it turned into like a knife and fork burger with some veggies on the side. And I just think it's the perfect meal in general. And now, since my husband and I have been trying to like cut back on the amount of meat that we eat, I have so many different kind of burgers in my freezer. I have beef burgers if I feel like it. I've got plant-based burgers. I've got veggie burgers. We have so many. So literally I can pick and choose for whatever I feel like, even for the specific burger that I'm gonna eat. So for the burger, I'll usually just do low carb bread, mayo, a little bit of onion, the burger, some American cheese. I know, American cheese. And then I will do pickle, yellow mustard, and low sugar ketchup. To me, that is perfection. I just use a knife and fork, or I will even sometimes cut it in half, put the bread on top too, and eat it as like a half of a burger. So good. So good. And then if you are really having some time to like whip something up, you could make my cheeseburger quesadillas. Those are so delicious, so good. And they make the perfect lunch because to me, a burger like that, you don't even need a side. You don't need fries, you don't need veggies, you don't really need anything. You just want the burger and then you can really enjoy it. So I would highly recommend checking out the cheeseburger quesadilla recipe on my channel and my blog if you haven't already. It's so good. Actually, I want that like right now. So I hope you guys liked this video. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you did. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe down below. And don't forget, I am starting my first ever group coaching program. So I will have a link down below to get onto my wait list. That will just get you all the information and then you can decide if it is the right course for you. But thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope it gave you some lunch ideas. Until next time, I hope you have an awesome day, but I will see you really soon. Bye guys.